It is a beautiful day for baseball here at historic Russell E. Diethrick Ballpark as the 8-10 Niagara Falls Americans come into town to take on your 12-6 Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another broadcast of Jamestown Tarp Skunks Baseball. I'm Trey Guinness alongside Jalen Ferguson. Jalen, good to have an off day yesterday to try to get the sour taste of the 15-5 Mercy loss to Batavia out of our systems. Today, we get a few reinforcements coming in. We'll talk about those in just a few moments. But a good day to reset against the team that we beat on the road just the other day.
Yeah, this is a time where now you had a rest day, or not rest day, but you had some times to assess some issues or some things you want to work on yesterday. But today, now it's a new game, new team. We start from 0-0, and we've beaten this team before. So let's see if they can beat them again today.
Let's first talk about a departure for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Jack Castillo, who was in the transfer portal, hooking on with the University of Dayton. Congratulations to him. However, the new team decided to shut you down for the summer, get you ready for fall ball. So Jack Castillo, done with the Skunks for the rest of the season, he is signing with the University of Dayton. We wish him nothing but the best in his future endeavors. But some reinforcements coming in and some familiar names. One that we almost gave up hope on, and that is Nolan Smith, the first baseman coming out of SUNY Cortland, back in a Tarp Skunks uniform.
Yeah, that's right. He's not going to be in the starting lineup today, but we most likely could see him pinch hit. I mean, like you said, we didn't know if he was coming back, but he is on the team. He's on the roster right now, so let's see how he does as in the middle of the season, actually.
Another returning player who was not on our radar at the beginning of the season, who is rejoining the Tarp Skunks from last year. A key component to the Jamestown Tarp Skunks' success last season. Dominic Costello, the Dom father himself, is back in a Tarp Skunks uniform. Not in the field, but he is in the starting lineup in the extra hitter position tonight. It's going to be good to see the Dom father back roaming the field at Diethrick Park.
That's right. They're going to need those reinforcements, like you said, having some players down. But I want to go back to how you said about Jack Castillo leaving, how that is going to impact this starting lineup here, as Tatar is getting the starting lineup. It would have been Jack Castillo pitching today, but now Tatar is pitching right now.
Yeah, and that does open up another question mark as who's going to fill that spot in the rotation. There are a couple of names that I could think of that could possibly be slotted in, but I'm not going to make any speculation at this point. We want to be able to hear directly from Coach Joe Riedebach and wait for his decision based on his evaluations and observation of his pitching staff. But there are a couple of guys here that could definitely slide into that role. One other reinforcement, a player that was on the roster, finally making his debut here with the Tarp Skunks lineup today, but a two-way pitcher and fielder, kind of giving us attributes here tonight, and that is Sean Spitarelli. We'll be interested to see when he gets a shot in the starting lineup.
You're going to need somebody like this, a two-way player who can pitch and play on the outfield. You're going to need somebody of that utility at this part of the season.
Yeah, and at this part of the season, coming in and getting these reinforcements at just the right time. Tomorrow, the Skunks go to Auburn for a doubleheader, off on Monday, and then they start a stretch of 6 straight. Tuesday at Olean, Wednesday at Batavia, Thursday at Olean. All 3 of those games will be broadcast here on the Tarp Skunks YouTube as we will be on the road with the team. Friday, the 3rd of July, Olean will be here in town. That'll be the day before 4th of July, fireworks night at the ballpark. And then Saturday the 4th, up in the 4th of July, up in Niagara, Canada. which a little disheartening for the Tarp Skunks fans. They know that they would have loved to have had that game here on the 4th of July. And then on the 5th up in Elmira. So a tough stretch of 6 games in a row. 7 out of the next 8 after tonight. It's going to be a tough stretch, and those reinforcements could not have come at a better time.
Like you said, this is going to be good to have some reinforcements coming into a 6-game stretch. But the Tarp Skunks, they had a 5-game stretch before. Let's also mention the 4 stretch of away games that they had 2 weeks ago.
And not only that, but Tarp Skunks 3-5 at home. They've played better on the road. This road trip may just be everything to cure everything they need. We're going to step away from the playing of our national anthem here at Diethrick Park.
Is England reflect on North America with the playing of our national anthem?
All right, so we are set for baseball here at Diethrick Park. The Niagara Falls Americans coming in with a record of 8-10. Their starting lineup will look like this. Leading off and playing left field is going to be David Harris. Batting second, the shortstop, Alex Glasgow. Dominic Zangardi will bat third and playing right field. Cleanup hitter Matthew Gamchuk will be the designated hitter. Derek Kesmati, the center fielder, will bat fifth. Batting sixth is extra pass. Colin Price, the extra hitter, will bat seventh. Adam Weiss bats eighth and plays first base. Miguel Salcedo, the shortstop, will bat ninth. And rounding out the starting 10 is Cooper Rao, the third baseman.
Let's give you the splits on Ryan Tatar. Ryan Tatar, he comes in with an 0-1 record of 11.7 ERA, pitched in 10 innings. He's given up 16 hits, 15 RBI or 15 runs. 13 of those were earned. He's also got 9 walks and 15 Ks. Behind him, the left to right splits. In the field, it will be Traumer, Moore, and Muncie in the outfield. Left to right in the infield, it will be Dixon, Enders, Jordan, and JRC. Behind the dish is Fetchick, and on the mound it is Tatar. And here to call the action here to give you the starts is Dragoneth.
All right, thank you very much, Jalen, as we are almost set for the first pitch. Definitely a different looking lineup than what has been put out there over the last couple of weeks. Some injuries have been healed up, as we noted James Dixon starting at third base today. Got his first at-bat in quite a while on Thursday night against Batavia, and it wasn't a sharp line drive to center, but it was a base hit nonetheless. So momentum coming off the bench tonight, he will be getting a start.
And like you said, those injuries, they had some players out of the lineup, but now it looks like they got some players back here.
And the player to look at, I think, today is going to be JRC over at first base. His defense has been getting better, and his hitting has really turned on as of late. So I think he's going to be the key player to watch for the Tarp Skunks here tonight, as David Harris getting ready to step in against Ryan Tatar here. 78 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Right now, the sun hiding behind some darker clouds. Here's the left-handed hitter, stands in. Tatar kicks and throws in. The first pitch of the ball game is inside for a ball 1-0. First pitch right on time at 6:30.
That's the first time that has happened, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you might be right. Closest we had was 6:31 so far. 1-0 misses low. 2-0.
You know, another player you will like to keep an eye on. Nate Muncy is playing in right field, usually at first, but now they are putting him in the outfield. And like you said, how JRC turned the bat on, Muncy has turned the bat on as well.
2-0 on the outside corner for a strike. 2-1. For Harris comes in batting .405. 37 at bats, 13 hits, 1 double, only 4 RBI on the season. So a station-to-station hitter. As that one comes in and misses, 3-1. That's been something that's been plaguing the Tarp Skunks pitching for probably the last week or so, is 3-1 counts, 3-0 counts.
Just in general, getting behind on the count.
Going too deep in the counts as Harris doing a good job as a leadoff hitter, giving the guys behind him a good look at the stuff that Tatar's throwing there tonight.
That's the thing. You don't want your count to go full all the time, because then pitcher's going to get tired a lot quicker.
Here comes pitch number 6 to Harris. And that one misses, and a leadoff walk for the Americans.
Number 14, Alex Dawson.
And that's the thing. You can't really be losing these pitchers. That's how I said back in the Batavia game. First pitch strike is very essential when it comes to an at-bat.
So now 1 on, nobody out. That's going to bring up Alice Glasscock, right-handed hitter. Tatar looks in. First pitch fouled off to the right. And that one's going to go out of play. Count goes quickly 0-1.
Thing, the Americans are fouling these off, making contact on what they see. Looks like they're trying to drive one.
Harris at first takes his lead. Tatar kicks and throws. That one, nice stop by Fetchik behind the plate. 1-1.
I think one thing they got to work on, Tarp Skunks have to work on generating some swings and misses.
Tatar kicks and throws. That one, breaking ball, misses on the inside. 2-1.
Again, that first pitch strike is essential, but now, once again, falling behind in the count.
Struggling a bit with location. That one's fouled off, and the count goes 2-2. Already 11 pitches for Tatar in this inning.
That just goes so stretching out in that bat. It's really hard to see your starting pitcher last long.
As that one on the outside corner called strike 3. 1 down as Tatar got Glasscock looking, and that's going to bring up Dominic Zangardi with 1 out.
Number 3, Dominic Zangardi.
Well, we've established Tatar's going to be able to get the call on the right side of the plate off the edge. Now with the left-hander come up, is he going to get that same edge? First pitch, that one's fouled straight back toward us. Just over our head, 0-1.
Yeah, just over the window here. I know you jumped a lot.
I mean, it's only the first inning and they already have me jumping. That's not fair.
They are making contact on all the pitches that Tatar is throwing.
They're not able to make solid contact. 1 down. Harris leading off first, and a check over there. He's back safely. Tatar kicks and throws. There's a chopper foul down the first base line. And quickly, ahead 0-2 here.
That's something that Tatar needed in this at bat, to be behind or be ahead in the count with 2 strikes. Now you don't want to lose them here because, again, we've seen them lose a batter on 2 strikes.
0-2 to Zangardi coming in, 389 average. In the pitch, there's a little flare out into center field. Moore coming in, can't make the play. It's right in front of him. And a 1-out single. Puts 2 on here. And that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Matthew Ganschow.
Moore had to come in a lot on that one. That one was hit out into no man's land. Enders couldn't make the catch either.
For Ganschow, 368 on the season, 14 hits, 4 doubles, 20 RBI on the season. So the RBI leader sitting in the 4 spot. Tar's going to have to be selectively aggressive here. There's a high fly ball to left, but playable. Trummer underneath it, puts it away. There's a bluff toward tagging up to third for Harris, but he stays put. And 2 down. That's going to bring up Derek Gasmondi.
Yeah, Harris wasn't really going to go. That one was not far enough for Harris to tag up to third.
Gasmondi coming in 353. These Americans at the top of the lineup are posting 350 and above at batting averages so far this season, halfway through. As there's a chopper to first. JRC has it, takes it to the bag himself, and the side's retired. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Americans nothing, Tarp Skunks coming to bat. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. Tarp Skunks set to come up to face Aiden Morales. The starting lineup is going to be Grant Moore in center field, leading off. Batting second, Eric Weeks, the extra hitter. Nate Muncie normally plays first base and right field, batting third. Heath Fetchick behind the dish, batting cleanup. The Dom father himself, Dom Costello, back in the Tarp Skunks uniform, will bat fifth, a designated hitter. Jackson Enders, the shortstop, will bat sixth. Caleb Jordan plays second and a bat seventh. James Dixon at third base will bat eighth. JRC bats ninth, playing first base, and Anthony Tromberg, the left fielder, rounds out the starting 10.
And so the splits on Aiden Moreau. He comes in with a 2-0 record, 7.47 ERA, 15.2 innings pitched, 23 hits, 13 runs, all of them earned. He's got 9 walks and 8 Ks. And behind him, left to right in the outfield, it'll be Harris, Gasmondi, Zangardi. Then left to right in the infield, it'll be Roa, Glasscock, Salcedo, and Weiss. Behind the dish, Nick Past. And on the mound, it is Morose.
As Grant Moore stands in here in the bottom of the first inning, Morose's first pitch is swung on and missed. And Moore quickly behind, 0-1 the count.
You know, I remember you saying back in the Batavia game how Grant Moore, it seems like he does better when he's behind the count.
There's a high pop-up behind shortstop. Moving toward the line, going out for it is Glasscock, and he makes the catch. And there is one away. Yeah, Moore seems to like to hit the that one just got a little bit under it, poked it dangerously toward the line in left field. The wind blowing a bit toward left, center to left. Eric Weeks stands in. First pitch swinging, ground ball too short. Glasscock has it, long throw over to first, just in time. And quickly, there are 2 outs. And this is a interesting night and day difference between the top and bottom of the inning. Tarp close to 20 pitches.
Jamestown Tarp Skunks.
And Rose, 3 pitches, 2 outs.
Next, Muncie.
His name Muncie stands in. Left-hander waits in the first pitch, low for a ball. 1-0.
Like you said, now Ryan Tatar has 20 pitches. Morose, that was his 4th. They're going to need to do better at extending an at-bat.
That one's fouled at the plate. Count goes 1-1. Muncie, who started off a bit slow, batting average around 120, 130, and he's turned it around as there's a line drive down the left field line. That is a base hit, could be 2. Muncie turning the corner and will pull in with a stand-up double for Nate Muncie. That is his first extra base hit of the season, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning.
It's good how he was able to put that one in play and extend this inning. But now Heath Fetchick has a runner in scoring position and 2 outs.
Heath Fetchick, who has homered to 405 feet against Batavia, takes the first pitch breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1.
Hit that one in the blue meanie in center field.
Well, that one, I don't think we can call those blue minis because those are out of play. Those don't keep balls in. That just confuses announcers and umpires. That one misses outside, 1-1. There was some confusion during the home run. I had to go back and watch both us and the Batavia feed just to make sure it wasn't in my own head. But where the confusion was, it was difficult to see exactly where that ball left, because there's a drive down the left field line, hooking foul. And the count goes 1-2. The ball went over the middle C and the CCS side out in left center field, but because of the white background, it kind of got drowned out a little bit. It wasn't until the ball actually bounced back into play that the field umpire had indicated a home run.
Because Fetchick thought it was a double, stayed at second.
That one's popped up right side, giving chase, but it is going to go out of play. Adam Weiss giving it a look, but Fetchick stays alive.
Yeah, he was just peering over the fence on the right side, but that one dropping foul right in front of him.
Fetchick staying alive here. Muncie off second. Rose comes set, kicks and throws. That one way off the plate. Good stop by Pat. And the count goes 2-2.
Fetchick has been driving these. Unfortunately, they've been foul, but he wants to drive one in play.
And the 2-2 on the way. Breaking ball misses up, 3-2. So Fetchick working the count full. First base is open, so Morose, I'm sure the word of his power has gotten out. Morose does have a base to play with if he wants to put Fetchick on. Payoff pitch misses outside. And the walk puts 2 on with 2 out. And that's going to bring up his first at bat for the Tarp Skunks this season. The Dom father, Don Costello, back in a Tarp Skunks uniform.
And what seemed like a quick 1, 2, or 3 inning has now turned into 2 on base.
So Costello stands in. Rose hits him. First pitch. And probably not the first at bat that Costello wants, but he'll take a way to get on base. And now the force full of Skunks for Jackson Enders.
Number 7, Jackson Enders.
Hopefully Jackson Enders could put one in play. He's good at drawing walks, being able to extend an at bat.
First pitch to Enders, called a strike. That one looked a little up. Hopefully an umpire just broke in. So 0-1. Enders coming in right at the Mendoza line, 200. Has an opportunity to boost that and get a couple RBIs here. There's a pop-up down the right field line, but that's going to head out of play into the Americans bullpen.
And Jackson Enders has been getting under the ball a lot. He's going to have to straighten it out.
0-2 the count. Force full of Skunks. Rose trying to get out of this. Enders trying to give the Skunks the lead. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses off the plate. And a good eye by Enders. 1-2 the count.
I know that kind of looks sweet, giving him the off-speed pitch after 2 fastballs.
Enders would love to extend this inning. 1-2 popped up. Right field. Zangardi calls and puts it away. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, bases left loaded. We go to the top of the second inning. No score.
Welcome back here to Russell E. Diethrick Park. It is still 0-0. Ryan Tatar here to start his second inning of work. He will face Nick Pass, Colin Price, and Adam Weiss. And here to tell you all about it and to start the second inning, it is Dragonis.
All right, thank you very much, Jalen. It is 6-7-8 due up for the Americans. For Aiden Miraz, he got out of that inning on 18 pitches. Ryan Tatar ended up only 16 at the top of the first inning, so advantage Tarp Skunks in that department.
Kimberly Mosier, the wall is at the box office.
As Nick Patz, the Americans catcher, will lead it off.
Top of a second for the visiting Niagara Falls Americans. The catcher, number 20, Nick Pass.
Nick Pass, 267 hitter. He has 2 home runs on the season, 7 RBIs. So the Americans' power threat is the first pitch to him. A strike. 0-1 the count.
The last time these two teams met, Nick passed 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a hit by pitch.
There's a drive out to right field. Going back on is Muncy. Easy play for him. And there is 1 away on 2 pitches.
Good job by Muncy being able to track that and get under it. I kind of wonder, like, he's used to being at first. Was it like a different change for him to be at a right?
I think Muncy's just trying to get plugged into wherever he can help out. If there's a hole, let him go in and fill it as Colin Price stands in. 1 down here in the top of the 2nd inning. First pitch taken on the inside for a strike. 0-1. For Price, he comes in 313. Has a triple, 4 RBI. Only 16 at-bats on the season, so might be a little inflated on that batting average. So that one, this is low. 1-1 the count. This is going to be the last real cool day before summer actually kicks in. But that is a breeze that cooled down the ballpark by about 4 degrees. 1-2 the count. Price took a swing that was definitely aiming for the fence. 1-2. There's a little chopper down the third baseline. That one's foul.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, like, next week, it's going to be really hot.
That's the weird thing about New York summers is that through June, you get kind of like a nice mild spring, and then you get like 2 weeks of summer, and then the weather just gets bipolar.
I can understand that, being near the lakefront.
1-2 pitch breaking ball just misses on the inside. Fetchick liked it. And the count goes 2-2. What gets weird, though, is like when you get into the winter months and even late winter and early spring, it turns into a combination of Jumanji and Narnia. That one, just missed somewhere. And I'm not sure where. Fetchick isn't sure where.
Yeah, I know that was called a ball, but that one was beautiful. I love how fast and how that one just breezed past the batter.
Payoff pitch fouled off. My wife and I came up with a term for the late winter, early spring. It's Jarmanji. Jarmanji or Narmanji or something like that. There's a pop-up. Right field, hooking toward the line. JRC give a chase, and it bounces right in front of him. And Price stays alive, still 3-2.
Well, you said Jarmanji, but then for some reason I just thought about Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars.
Oh wow!
I don't know why my brain did that, but
I don't. Nobody's brain should ever think about Jar Jar Binks ever.
It was the jar.
Yeah. Blame it on me. That's right. The payoff pitch coming. There's a high pop-up. Foul territory. Fetchick calling for it. And he puts it away. And Tatar wins that battle. And there is 2 down now for the first baseman, Adam Weiss.
Yeah, that was a battle, all right. Did not make that one easy. But nonetheless, it's 2 strikes or 2 outs for the Tarp Skunks here.
And for Weiss, 242. Does have a double 8 RBIs. And Tatar gets the sign he likes, kicks and throws. First pitch down and away for ball 1.
Now, I liked in the previous at-bats how he threw something very fast.
1-0. That one's fouled back, 1-1.
Maybe that was a fastball that he's tucked away in his back pocket in case of emergencies.
He's doing a good job mixing speeds, though. You'd seen like the hitters that have had a couple of foul balls, they'll either have one pitch time, is that one on the outside corner for a strike, 1-2. And he'll come back and either put something a little extra, say on a fastball, or take something off, change the speed, but not change the look of the pitch, and keep the Americans hitters off balance so far. As the 1-2 misses low, 2-2.
Well, it's like what you said back in the first. They are making contact, but not solid contact. A lot of foul balls by the Americans.
And a lot of foul balls that are either going hard to the left or hard to the right. As that one misses low, count goes full, 3-2.
Yeah, that was a good mix right there. That one just froze up Adam Weiss.
He's trying to get him to go fishing. Cal's laying down in the pasture. The payoff pitch. There's a pop-up. Shallow right field. Who's going to get it? Oh! It is Jordan who makes the catch as Moore collides at the last second, but no damage done. 1-2-3 go the Americans here in the top of the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second, no score.
Welcome back here to Russell E. Diethrick Park here in Jamestown, New York. Aiden Moreau's here to start off his second inning of work. He will face Caleb Jordan, James Dixon, and JRC. And here to tell you all about it, it is Dre Guinness.
All right, Jalen, thank you very much. As we do go to the bottom of the second inning, no score between the Americans and the Tarp Skunks, each team with a hit apiece. And the first pitch is a ground ball too short, picked up by Glasscock, throwing to first. And Jordan, one pitch, one away.
You know, that was a slow roller up to shortstop. Unfortunately, Caleb Jordan doesn't have the speed that you would see out of the Canisius core.
With one out, that's going to bring up the third baseman, James Dixon. Dixon, who had been on the bench for a little bit, getting his first start since, I believe, game 2 of the season. First pitch to him misses for a ball.
It's a mixture of injuries and whatnot.
He hits a sharp grounder to short, picked up by Glasscock, throw on to first, and there is 2 outs.
And we're starting to see something repeat. 2 quick outs, just like in the first. Now it's going to be up to JRC to extend it.
And for JRC, about 10 days ago, his batting average was sitting at about 140, 139. Now comes in with a 259 average. Really starting to pick up here. First pitch taken outside for a ball, 1-0.
He's found that power. Being able to drive one and get on base.
That one, where'd that one miss? Just off the plate, 2-0.
You know, JRC, I feel like he's a lot taller in person.
6'7", I think he's listed. Is that one taken for a strike? Moreau's working on a quick pace, too, here. He's not messing around. He gets the ball back. He is Locked and loaded, ready to go. 1-2, curveball, chopped foul. The count goes even at 2 apiece.
And like I said, he is not willing. He is just going at you. He is gonna go get you.
And the 2-2, curveball, swing and a miss. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We go to the top of the third inning. It is no score.
Looking for affordable furniture.
To the top of the third inning. Tarp Skunks and Americans both with a hit apiece. For the Americans, it'll be 9-10, and then back to the top of the order. Salcedo, Rowell, and Harris. And here to bring you the action, it's Jalen Ferguson.
Well, thank you very much, Dre Guinness, as Ryan Tatar is here to start his third inning of work. Both teams with one hit.
Pretty good pace here.
We are. Usually we don't get through the first 3 frames in under an hour.
We're sitting at 31 minutes. Not bad.
Miguel Salcedo will lead it off for the Americans here in the top of the third.
Salcedo coming in, hitting a .185 on the season.
That one driven out to right field. Muncie giving chase and dives, and he cannot get to it. Salcedo is going to go on to second, and the throw in the infield is wild, and Salcedo is going to pull into third. So Salcedo is going to lead the inning with a triple, and that's going to bring in Cooper Rowell, the third baseman.
That was a tough play for Muncie. That ball just tailing away from him the entire time. Good effort laying out, trying to get the dive. Oh, they're going to appeal at first? Or no, step on the bag. There we go. I don't know what they're trying to get the. I don't think step off. Now the appeal, throw over to first. And no, he did touch. They're trying to say Salcedo didn't touch first. I wish I could be a judge of that. I didn't even see it. I was too busy looking at the ball, but a leadoff triple.
Cooper Rowell stands in.
He struggled hard against the Tarp Skunks in Niagara Falls. A couple of errors and a couple of strikeouts.
That one is in the dirt for a ball. So 1-0 to start the at-bat. It's a good diving effort by Muncie out and right.
Dixon playing behind the bag at third. JRC even with the grass at first. That one misses well.
That one.
Oh, sorry, I slipped into the roll. Sorry.
You know, it kind of is like that when you're used to being color and then you got to switch off. It takes a minute for that muscle memory to go away. As this 0-2, that one is fouled on the right side. So make that 2-1 the count. And the flags in center field barely moving. Not that much wind here today.
No, just a nice light breeze coming in.
Salcedo at third. That one driven out to left field. The drummer makes the catch, but here comes Salcedo, and Salcedo is going to tag up and come to the plate to score. The Americans take the lead here. It is 1-0. Cooper was gifted the sac fly, and so we're going to roll it back up to the top of the lineup here. It is David Harris. He walked in his first at bat back in the first inning.
Stranded at second.
That one catches the zone for a strike. 0-1 the Kings. You know, from Ryan Tatar, you got one out, nobody on base. Reset, collect your thoughts, and just treat this like this is back to where it started, as that one is driven out to center field. And Grant Moore throws it back to second, and so David Harris gets a single. That's going to bring in Alex Glasscock.
Take a moment to tell you this copyrighted broadcast of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is presented by authority of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks and is intended for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any republication, retransmission, or other uses of the scripts or account of this game without the express written consent is prohibited.
And that one is fouled because they were going for a hit and run situation there. Yeah, you do the copyright thing early now.
It's the only time I remember it. Usually I don't remember until about the sixth inning.
I was going to say, you usually don't do it when the sun is up.
Am I a copyright vampire or something?
A little bit.
Maybe Tom Cruise has a spot in a sequel to Interview with the Vampire for me.
0-1. That one just missed. So make that 1-1 the count to Alex Glasscock. David Harris at first. The Americans, 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. That one down low for a ball, 2-1. Like I said, first pitch strike is very essential in an at-bat, but now you don't want to lose them. But then again, he's been in this situation back in the first. 2-1. David Harris at first. Infield at double depth. Snap through the first, not in time. Infield at double play depth.
Dixon over at third playing normal.
So that one is fouled behind the plate. So now the count is even 2-2. Dominic Zangardi on deck. No action in the Americans' bullpens. Doesn't really need to be. That one just missed, and now it is a full count now. 3-2.
He needs to rear back and come with something in the zone. Trust his defense.
He's going to have to put one in the zone here. You don't want to walk him. That one driven out to right field. Muncy ranging back and makes the catch. So make that 2 gone here at the top of the third. Here is Dominic Zangardi.
One thing I'll say about Muncy out in right, the couple times that the ball's been hit his way, the first thing I'm looking at is his footwork and where he's going. And every time he's making the right first step decisions. So it definitely looks like he is comfortable out there.
That one driven out to center field, Grant Moore, and that one will be caught out there. And that'll end the inning. So 1 left on 1 hit. 1 run comes across the score. It is 1-0 here in Jamestown.
Tarp Skunks trail 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the third inning. It'll be Anthony Trommer at the bottom of the order, then back up top for Grant Moore and Eric Williams as Nick Rose on the mound for his third inning of work. And here to tell you about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much, Dre. And one thing that the Tarp Skunks is going to need to do in this inning is they're going to need to extend it. He said in the first 2 innings, 2 quick outs. They're going to need to extend the at-bats, extend the inning, and run up the pitcher's pitch count.
Of course, that's a lot easier said than done.
So here comes Anthony Trommer as he watches ball 1 in the dirt.
Trommer, another one of the Skunks that came in starting a little slow at the plate, has gotten his average up to 214.
As that one up high for a ball. 2-0. And yes, the delivery from Rose, it is incredibly fast. That one 3-0.
One thing I've noticed, though, is that it does appear that he might be tipping his curveball a little bit.
That one driven out to left center field. And that one off the glove of Harris. And Trommer is going all the way to second. And so that one should be scored a double for Trommer.
Yeah, there is absolutely no way that was an error. That was a heck of an effort by the left fielder, Harris, going back on that ball, making a leaping attempt to catch it, but it just tipping off of his glove. And then it looked like it bounced underneath one of the banners out there for a moment. But they were able to fish it out and get the ball back in. But a leadoff double here for Trommer.
That's exactly what you need here to spark back some momentum. Now the stretch, the first pitch of the at-bats is in there for a strike. And Grant Moore, he flew out to shortstop in his last at-bat.
Trommer flexing a little power that I didn't know he had.
Me neither. That one in the dirt. Past tosses the mask.
And for Trommer, that's his first extra base hit of the season.
Yeah, Trommer was due for a hit.
He was due for a big one, and he got it. Hopefully that is the start of good things to come.
So 1-1, fouled at the plate, and so Grant Moore is behind in the count, 1-2. Like I said, I think Grant Moore does a lot better when he's behind because then kind of makes you shorten up, protect a lot more, make you want to make contact.
At minimum, the goal here is to get Trommer to third.
So 1-2 to Grant Moore. That one line to second base, and that'll be caught by Salcedo. And so, one gone for the Tarp Skunks, and that's going to bring up Eric Weeks, the EH.
And for Grant Moore, that's a tough pill to swallow. He got solid contact on it, just drove it right to Salcedo at second.
Eric Weeks, he grounded out to short in his last at-bat.
Weeks running on a mini hitting streak here.
That one catches his own first strike. So 0-1 the count to Weeks.
I want to say it's a 5-game hitting streak. I'll have to go back and double check.
I feel like it's a lot more, actually. That one is up high for a ball.
It does. It definitely feels like, because Weeks finds himself on base a lot.
That's all about how he got on base, because he can also draw walks, too. I'm pretty sure that on-base percentage is through the roof. Swing and a miss by Weeks, and so now it is 1-2.
Weeks swinging for the fences. Had a home run in Niagara Falls the other night, looking to get his second of the season here first at Diethrick.
That one would be some insult to injury to home run against the Americans again. That one is outside. 2-2 the count.
Tarp Skunks have homered in their last 2 games. Weeks on Tuesday, Fedgic on Thursday. It's a streak you'd like to see continue. There's a number of candidates in this starting lineup here tonight that could potentially add to that.
So 2-2. That one fouled, and the at-bat stays alive.
Weeks was on top of that timing-wise, but just a little bit under it as he fouled it back.
We'll talk about home runs. Let's also mention Paul Delanto leads the team in 2.
Grant Moore has an inside the Parker.
That one just over. That one was fouled, and so we're going to do 2-2 again.
He's got Moreau's time, both fastball and off-speed stuff.
It's like what I said at the beginning of the inning, extending the at-bat. Rose came in with a lot of confidence after 1-2-3 innings. That one just missed. 3-2.
And Traumer with a little bit of a bluff at second base, like he was going to try to steal right when Moroz was going into his delivery. That might have thrown him off a little bit.
I think if Eric Weeks gets on base, we could possibly see a double steal. Possibly. That one fouled off again.
That's a good survival swing by Weeks right there.
I'm not too sure how many pitches it is in this at-bat.
It's got to be 8. 5 and 3 foul balls.
Paul Delanto still has the longest at-bat with 12. That one popped up again, fouled.
There's pitch number 9 that's been burnt. So this will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat, and it's a pretty good battle between Rose and Weeks here. Rose is throwing every piece of junk he can think of. And Weeks, free swing and swatting here. Eventually, something's going to land center barrel on his back.
That has to be frustrating as a pitcher, having to redo a count over and over again. And that one's steal, and he is safe. Eric Weeks is awarded a walk, and so now there are runners at first and third. That's going to bring in Nate Muncy, the left fielder.
And that was the best of both worlds right there. Trummer with the stolen base, Weeks with the walk. And now Nate Muncy up with an opportunity to tie this ball game.
And I've noticed Rose with runners on the bases, he's kind of slowed down his delivery. And runner goes, and Weeks gets himself a free steal, no throw. And so now Nate Muncy has runners in scoring position, second and third, and all the infield is now on the grass.
Infield in.
That one down the right field line, just fouled.
Can't argue that call. That was the right call as the ball just skittered to the right side of the first base bag before it crossed.
I had better vision of that one. Yeah, it crossed foul just in front of the first base bag. So now, even count 1-1, Muncy calls time.
Infield is in, outfield straight away.
That one driven out to right center field. Gets Mondi ranging under it, makes the catch. Both runners tagging. And that'll be a score. Anthony Trommer comes around and ties the ball game. It is 1-1. Eric Weeks at third safely. That's going to bring in the catcher, Heath Fetchick.
Fetchick walks his first at bat. Was stranded with a forest full of skunks. Now he's got a runner at third with 2 out.
That one, ground ball to third base. Rowell throws on to first, and he got him. So that'll do it. On a couple of hits, one stranded on. Run comes across to score. It is tied 1-1.
As we go to the top of the 4th inning here at Russell E. Diethrick Park, it'll be Ganchow, Desmondi, and Pass due up here for the Americans as they will face Ryan Tatar starting his 4th inning of work. Tatar only giving up 1 run on 3 hits through the first 3 innings. 47 pitches for the youngster. We'll see if he can keep the Americans in check. Conversely, Aiden Ross, unless the website is live, only 26 pitches through 3 innings.
I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it hasn't updated yet from the statisticians.
So Matthew Ganchow to lead it off for the Americans. Not too sure about the Moreaux. I'm pretty sure he pitched a lot more, especially after that Eric Weeks at bat.
Felt like it.
A swing and a miss. So 0-1 the count to Ganchow.
Tatar being a little tricky on his second trip through the Americans lineup.
Ganchow, he flew out to Trommer in his last at bat. That one is in the dirt for a ball. 1-1 the count.
Tarp Skunks on the road tomorrow in Auburn for a doubleheader. They'll be on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube.
That one in there for a strike. 1-2.
I will be unable to make the trip.
I'll go. I'd like to see how they mix up their pitching rotation against that. Is that one ground ball through the infield? And Matthew again, Ganchow gets on base. That'll be the 4th hit for the Americans. As that's going to bring up Derek Gismondi.
Third time out of 4 innings, the Americans have led off with a single. Or with a runner on base. David Harris walked in the first. Miguel Salcedo with that triple in the 3rd inning.
That one in the dirt. Heath Fetchick giving Ganschow a look. It is ball one to Gismondi.
Bullpen's pretty quiet here.
Nothing serious yet.
No.
That one up, throws to first to keep him honest.
Oh,
and that is pretty close. But Ganschow is safe, and 31 umpires did not agree with that one.
Almost 1,000 umpires didn't agree with that, and I don't know why they don't appeal and have the home plate umpire help out here. But that's the second time that Fetchick has clearly, from our view, beaten the runner back to the bag by a half a hand length.
So 2-0. That one in there for a strike. Yeah, that was a really close play. It really did look like Zengardi or Ganschow was out at first. But 2-1 the count to Gismondi. Check swing, throws on the first, and he got him! So they get the call back on the second try, and so Ganschow is out at first. And so now...
And that's what happens when you start getting cocky or a little bit lazy, because Gismondi was lazy coming back to the bag.
2-1, the ball inside in the dirt. So that one, 3-1. Now ball 4. So Gismondi gets on base. That's going to bring in the catcher, Nick Past.
The Americans love to have that situation back. Instead of first and second, nobody out, runner at first with 1 out.
I think Gismondi is going to be thinking differently now. So that one just missed for a ball. So make that 1-0.
Well, you know, he's going to get an earful from his manager when he walks back into the dugout. That is unacceptable.
So now Gismondi at first.
I know managers that would bench him for that.
And swing and a miss. Oh, man.
That was power on power right there, and Tatar got the better of that one.
And I think Nick Past was sitting on that one, just waiting. That's the second time we've seen a superheater, I like to call it, from Tatar. And swing and a miss, throws on the first, and safe. Oh, man, that was close.
Yeah, you know what? Fetchick's got a cannon over there.
But again, Gismondi has to learn from Ganschow after getting picked off by Heath Fetchick. 1-2 to Nick Past. Swing and a miss, struck him out. So 2 gone here, the top of the 4th, and that's going to bring in Colin Price.
Extra hitter, number 11, Colin Price.
So the EH, Colin Price.
Only the second strikeout for Tatar.
He popped up out behind the plate in his last at bat. That one driven out to left field. And Trummer makes the catch, and that'll do it. 1 left on 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It is still a 1-1 ball game.
Bottom of the fourth inning at Russell E. Diethrick Park. Tarp Skunks and Niagara Falls knotted up at 1 apiece. Dom Costello, Jackson Enders, and Caleb Jordan due up as they will face Aiden Rose on the mound for his fourth inning of work. And behind the mic for his fourth inning of work is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much, Dre. As Dom Costello will lead it off here at the bottom of the fourth. No interviews for us in the fifth inning today?
Nothing's come across my desk.
Gotcha. So Dom Costello, he was hit by the pitch in his last at-bat, so no official recorded at-bat yet.
Good auspicious return to the Tarp Skunks, getting hit with not only the first at-bat, but the first pitch he saw.
So the first pitch he sees is ball. That one driven out to center field, ranging back is Gismondi, and he makes the catch, had to turn around. So one gone for the Tarp Skunks, and that's going to bring in Jackson Enders.
Costello got some good wood behind that one, drove that out to the deepest part of the ballpark. Any other ballpark in the PGCBL, that would have been gone.
That is true.
Because he hit it right out to where the apex of the fence out in center field is 420. He hit it about 20 feet in front of it, just 10 feet in front of the warning track.
Swing and a miss by Jackson Enders, the next batter.
Enders flew out to right his first time.
That one in there for a strike, and so now Enders is quickly down 0-2. And here's the thing, Rose, his delivery is pretty fast when there are no base runners. And 3 pitches, and he has sat down on strikes, so 2 gone here at the bottom of the fourth, and that's going to bring in Jackson Enders, or Caleb Jordan.
Yeah, that's a tough 3-pitch see you later. And now, again, the Tarp Skunks having to manufacture with 2 down.
Starting to see that once again, 2 quick outs. So watch this first pitch strike. You know, if his delivery is getting too fast, you got to call time. Slow it down a little bit.
It's up to 53 pitches, so that 26 number was definitely wrong.
As Caleb Jordan lays down a bunt fouled, and so now he's quickly behind 0-2, and he's going to have to extend this at-bat if he wants to keep the ending alive.
Well, not a bad decision trying to bunt, catching the third baseman, napping over there.
He has laid down a bunt before, even beat it out too. 0-2, that one ground ball to second. Salcedo on the first, and that will be the end of the bottom of the fourth. Tarp Skunks go down 1-2-3. It is still 1-1 all. And here we are back at Russell E. Diethrick Park. Tatar here for his 5th inning of work as he will face Weiss, Salcedo, and Roll. And here, back on the mic, it is Dre Guinness.
All right. right, Jalen. This has been a pretty good ball game between both teams. An excellent pitchers duel between Tatar and Morose.
Yeah, I didn't want to say pitchers duel just yet because anything can change, but it has been very competitive on both sides of the ball.
Oh, yeah, through the first 4 innings. Both pitchers, with the exception of a few minor speed bumps here or there, performed exceptionally well here. As the first baseman, Adam Weiss, comes in, he popped up to second his first time up. Tatar ready to go, and the first pitch misses inside for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, 6 zeros on both sides of the frame.
Tatar coming into this inning at 61 pitches. That one fouled back. And that's right on the major league average. I don't know if 15 per inning is an actual major league average or if it's just something I made up. But I go with it. One in the dirt.
I wasn't too sure if it was 15. I thought it would be lower.
Well, you figure 90 pitches by the end of 6 for a major league pitcher is pretty good. If they can keep it under 90 pitches and go 6 innings, that gives them the option for 7. That one misses outside. And the count goes 3-1 to Weiss.
And the third inning has pretty much been the most action.
That third inning also the most important. Americans getting a run in the top of the inning, and the Tarp Skunks able to fight it back and get that run back as Weiss draws the walk on 5 pitches. Leadoff man, and that's going to bring up Miguel Salcedo.
That's the thing. Tatar starting his 5th inning of work, and once again leads it off with another base runner.
Salcedo stands in. He hit that triple opposite field that kept tailing away from Muncie. He made a great diving attempt at it. And the first pitch on the outside corner for a ball, 1-0.
It just shows the power that Salcedo has, being able to drive it opposite field and away from Muncie.
Weiss taking a short lead off first. Lead foot not even off. He takes off, pitches taken for a ball, throw down to second. Is in time. Weiss runs himself into a caught stealing. 1 away.
And that one wasn't even close, to be honest. Once it got into the hands of Jordan, Weiss was just now starting his sliding attempt.
Pitch was called the ball. Count is 2-0. Pitch popped up foul. Giving chase is JRC, but it's going to go into the stands. Yeah, Weiss, you could tell. I was even just making the mention of it that his lead foot was still on the infield or the first base cutout. And when usually when someone's going to steal a base, they're going to take a secondary lead to give them a little bit of momentum, a little cheating closer to the bag, but he just took off flat-footed. That one misses up 3-1.
It's true. You got to watch how the pitcher's delivery is. Some pitchers' delivery out of the stretch is a lot slower than others.
Oh, that one called a strike at the knee. Salcedo thought that was inside. Started going to first base, tossed the bat away, and the home plate umpire called him back. Says, no. We're going to go 3-2.
Yeah, I almost thought that was ball 4, but then I realized he hasn't said anything yet. That could have still been a strike.
And the payoff pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Tatar with a strikeout, his 3rd of the game. And there's 2 down. That's going to bring up Cooper Rowell.
And this is the outing Tatar really needed for the season. I think this is the longest Tatar has been all season.
Yeah, most definitely. His longest appearance so far, 4 innings. So this definitely exceeding that, 2 down. As Raul stands in, takes the first pitch he sees low. And a sacrifice fly to drive in the Americans' only run back in the 3rd inning. Ahead 1-0 here. As he waits, the next pitch, ground ball too short. Picked up, throw on to first, in time. Nice play by Enders at short. And the Science retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Still 1 apiece.
Welcome back here to Russell E. Diethrick Park. It is still a 1-1 ball game as Mrose, as he is going to start his 5th inning of work, as he will face James Dixon, JRC, and then the bottom of the lineup, Anthony Drummer. And here to tell you all about it is Dre Giddis.
All right, Jalen, thank you very much. As James Dixon stands in, he will face Aiden Rose first. As a breaking ball misses outside, first pitch. For ball 1, Mrose doing a pretty spectacular job himself. That was pitch number 57 on the day. Ryan Tatar 74 through 5, which is just under the 15, as there's a drive out into left field. Going back on it is both outfielders, and it falls up against the wall for extra bases. A leadoff double for James Dixon, and the Tarp Skunks have something going here.
And I want to say welcome back to the Tarp Skunks, as that one is a good start. He is now 1 for 2 of the ball game.
That's a big extra base hit, and that's going to bring up the big first baseman, Joaquin Rodriguez Costa. Struck out his first time up, but he has really been hitting the ball. There's a line drive into left field, going over and making the catch is Harris. Dixon had to scamper back. That was a good hit by JRC, just right at the left fielder Harris, and that is going to bring up Anthony Trauma with 1 out.
One thing that I've been noticing is sometimes on those line drives, the ball seems to hang up there a lot longer than you would think they would.
Definitely longer than you would have liked. This is the first pitch to Trauma. That one fouled back.
Because I remember a line drive to Grant Moore in center field. I thought that was going to drop in front of him, but it hung up there just enough for Grant Moore to make the catch.
Trauma with a double scored the Tarp Skunks' only run. Right back in the 3rd inning. There's a high pop-up into the outfield. Gismondi under it will make the catch. Tagging but does not advance is Dixon. He'll stay at second. Quickly, there are 2 outs.
You know, they're putting the ball in play. Only 1 strikeout for the Tarp Skunks today. But they're going to need to put it in play and drive in James Dixon.
And for Grant Moore, This is his opportunity to do just that. First pitch to him is a breaking ball that misses. Dixon going back to first. 1 ball count to the Tarp Skunks center fielder.
Talking about how fast this game is going, we still haven't taken the protectors over the cameras.
Usually we do that in the bottom of the 6th inning. We might have to do that to the first base one at the end of this inning because that one's getting a little. Well, we might take them both off. It's difficult to tell at this point because you don't know if the light's going to be enough to flood them or not. 2-0 to Grant Moore. That one misses. 3-0.
Speaking of lights.
Lights turned on appropriately early here.
I think we turned them on back in the 3rd inning, I want to say.
Why not? Don't run into the Niagara Falls situation we did on Tuesday where they turned them on an inning too late. The 3-0 off the plate and a 4-pitch walk to Grant Moore. And with 2 outs, 2 on, that's going to bring up the extra hitter, Eric Weeks.
Now a guy who you can rely on to drive in some runs, it is Eric Weeks.
Weeks walked his last time up, stole a bag. Also grounded out to short. 2 on, 2 out for the Tarp Skunks extra hitter. Right-handed hitter watches the first one go off the plate. 1-0 the count. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning here at Russell E. Diethrick Park in Jamestown, New York. 1 apiece between the Americans and the Tarp Skunks.
I do want to say, I think Eric Weeks is top 5 on the team.
There's a snapback thrower to first, and it gets behind the first baseman Weiss into right field, and both runners are going to advance on the air.
Good job by Grant Moore diving in first, but once he saw the ball get past, he got up and started speeding over to second.
Count 2-0 now.
I was going to say, I think Eric Weeks is top 5 in terms of RBIs on the team.
Swinging, there's a ground ball through the hole on the left side, a base hit. 1 run scores. Moore comes in to score. Eric Weeks adds to that RBI total. It is now 3-1 Jamestown.
And again, like I said before the at-bat, if there's anybody you can rely on to drive in runs, Eric Weeks is your guy.
As Nate Muncy stands in, Tarp Skunks finally breaking through against Rose for 2 here in the bottom of the frame. And the first pitch swung on off the glove of the leaping second baseman, Salcedo. That should be a base hit.
They gave him the error on that one.
No, that error was on. They gave that error to the catcher on the
Oh, yeah, that's right.
pick back. And yeah, they are giving Muncy a base hit on that one. Well deserved.
That one was off the glove of Salcedo, and then once it fell in front of him, it kind of threw off his movement.
Well, he had to leap for it, which is why it's not an error. It's not a normal baseball play as Diethrick stands in. Takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. 1-0, and Rose has to be careful here. This game could get out of hand quickly.
Still no action in the Americans' bullpen.
That one right at the knees for a called strike.
In fact,
Count goes 0-2.
I don't see anybody in the bullpen. Not even on the bench in the bullpen. Nobody.
Neither bullpens are working. And at this point, even with Moreau's giving up 2 here, he's been cruising. He's going to take another run or 2 just to even get the bullpen up. But Fetchick looks at a call, strike 3. And the inning is over. But the Tarp Skunks do put up 2. Here in the bottom of the frame, we go to the top of the 6th inning. Tarp Skunks with a 3-1 lead.
Welcome back here to Russell E. Diethrick Park. Tarp Skunks took the lead at the bottom of the 5th. It is 3-1. New pitcher out for the Tarp Skunks. We'll get you the splits on him, but he will face David Harris, Alex Glasscock, and Dominic Zengardi. And here to tell you all about it, it is Dre Guinness.
No, that's still Ryan Tatar on the mound.
Oh, I thought that was...
It's still Tatar. And he is cruising. Both pitchers having a pretty solid day.
I mean, this is the lowest I've seen the hit column. Four for the Americans and 5 for the Tarp Skunks.
This has been probably the most efficient game played here at Diethrick Park this season by both teams. As David Harris stands in.
Pretty efficient.
He is singled and walked. And facing Tatar for his 3rd time today. There's a line drive out into right field. That's going to fall in front of Muncie for a base hit.
I saw how Muncie kind of overran the fly ball that dropped in front of him. I had to stretch out and glove it.
A little unfamiliarity with right field here in Diethrick Park, how it plays. One on, nobody out. Alex Glasscock stands in the first pitch. He sees swing and a miss for strike 1. Well, that camera's not ready. We'll have to keep it on the third base camera for a little bit. Tatar comes set, kicks and throws. That one misses. Inside for a ball, 1-1. Tarp Skunks on the road tomorrow at Auburn. That'll be a doubleheader.
It'll be interesting to see who they have on the mound. Like I said, it was supposed to be Jack Castillo playing today and Tatar tomorrow.
As that one comes in on the outside corner, count goes to 1-2. After tomorrow, Tarp Skunks off on Monday, and they start a stretch of 6 games, 5 on the road, only 1 at home. That is on July 3rd, fireworks night. That one's fouled off. And we'll do 1 and 2 again. It's Olean on the 30th. At Batavia on the 1st. At Olean, back to Olean on the 2nd. Then the Oilers come in on the 3rd for fireworks night. Then the Skunks up in Canada on the 4th of July. That just feels so wrong to take on the Niagara Ironbacks.
I might still want to go with the team on the 4th of July just to have something to do.
Yeah, you're welcome to. It's good. We offered the day off for Jalen Ferguson. But if you are so inclined.
It's just good to have something to do on the 4th of July.
Yeah, it's true. I don't do anything. I stay home and comfort my dogs. Another pick back to first. And Fetchick has thrown to first base more than Tatar has in this one. As the count moves to 3-2.
Fetchick has picked off 2 runners in this game.
Only one of them got called. We picked off the same runner twice. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Ball drops. And the strikeout as moving over to second is Harris on the stolen base. As Dom Gismondi stands in.
You know, in Glasgow, he wanted to go to first base, but I don't think there was a drop third strike rule on that steal.
Well, it's because first base was occupied when the ball was dropped. Even though it was a stolen base attempt, technically it was still occupied. So the drop third strike rule does not apply in that case. It's the first pitch. The Gismondi comes in low and in for a ball. 1-0.
Gismondi grounded out to first and walked.
There's a little pop-up that's going to drop in no man's land, and everyone's going to be safe. It was just out of Tatar's reach, just out of Caleb Jordan's reach. It was one of those little funky pop-ups with a lot of backspin that just looked like trouble the second it left the bat.
Yeah, that could have been dangerous. Caleb Jordan had to cover a lot of ground to get to the ball. That falls just in front of him.
Luckily, there was no collision. Don't need to see anyone get injured at this point, as that's going to bring up Matthew Ganchow. 1 out, 2 on here. The first pitch to Ganchow misses for ball 1.
Zangardi was awarded the single on that one.
Yeah, there's no way that you could justify ringing anyone up with an error on that one. Tatar taking a long look back at second, kicks and throws, and a swing and a miss. And the count evens at 1 apiece.
Ganchow flew out to left. He singled. So he is 1 for 2 in the ball game.
One. Tatar kicks and throws. Swing and miss. Second straight swing and miss on an off-speed pitch on the inside part of the plate. And Ganchow falls behind at 1-2 here.
I'd like to get a good look at Ganchow's stride. It's not looking like he is striding, but I like to see if he is.
1-2, ground ball to third. This could be 2. Steps on the bag at third is Dixon. Not enough time to get the throw off. Heads up play to get the lead runner at third base, and now 2 down on the fielder's choice. That's going to bring up Derek Gismondi.
I think that was a smart decision. Just step on the shoe out. He was on the third base line. Don't want to risk an error at first.
Well, even if you try to turn a double play and it's unsuccessful on the back end, you get the runner at second, you have runners at the corners with 2 outs. That's the worst situation. It's the first pitch to Derek Gismondi, taken on the inside corner for a strike. 0-1. That's heads up fundamental baseball over there at third base by James Dixon. Swing and a miss. And the count goes 0-2 to Gismondi.
That should really boost some confidence into Tatar. Being ahead in the count, 0-2.
If he can get him here, Tatar deserves to be fired up on the way back to the bag, as there's a ground ball to first. JRC has it. The throw on to first is in time. Tatar with an incredible catch, diving on the bag to get the put out right in front of Gismondi, and he gets out of the inning. No runs on 2 hits. 2 runners left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 3-1 Jamestown.
Welcome back here to Russell E. Diethrick Park. Tarp Skunks up 3-1. Here to start his 6th inning of work, it is Aiden Rose. He will face Costello, Enders, and Jordan for the 2nd time. And here to tell you all about it, it is Trey Guinness.
All right. I mean, standing ovation for both starting pitchers up to this point. Both of them have pitched extremely well today. A couple of extra things going the Tarp Skunks' way in the bottom of the 5th inning. That is the difference here.
You know, I got to say, I mean, the score aside, I mean, this has been a very fun game to watch.
Dom Costello, first pitch swinging, pops it up, going to the right or left field line, going over and making the catch is the shortstop Glasgow. And there is one away. First pitch swinging for Costello. That's the 2nd time Glasgow has had to travel over to the left field line to put one of those away. And one pitch, one down. That's going to bring up Jackson Enders. Takes the first pitch he sees for a ball. 1-0 for Enders, 0 for 2 on the day. He has struck out and flown out to right. As that one taken on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1.
He's going to have a better at-bat than he did his last at-bat. 3 pitches, and he was done.
That one fouled off at the plate. And the count goes 1-2.
Like I said, Enders is going to have to make better contact with the baseball because he has been popping it up instead of driving it.
So 1-2 to Enders is a breaking ball. It just misses on the inside. Count goes 2-2.
That was a pretty close pitch. We could have been seeing strike 3 again.
There's a foul and a good stay alive hack on a breaking ball just a bit over the belt. We'll do 2-2 all over again.
Like to see Jackson Enders fight, stay alive.
Swing and a miss. And Enders goes down on strikes. 2 out here now in the bottom of the 6th. Fourth strikeout for Moroz in the game. And that's going to bring up Caleb Jordan. Grounded out to short, grounded out to second.
Now Moroz has 4 strikeouts. 1 to Fetchick, 2 to Enders, and 1 to JRC.
That's the first pitch to Jordan, taken for a strike. Count goes 0-1. Temperatures drop to 75. Only a couple of degrees. Still no wind as that one drops off the outside of the plate. 1-1 the count. You can't ask for a better night than tonight, especially looking at the weather forecast over the next week. There's a line drive into right field. That is a base hit. Caleb Jordan on with a 2-out single.
And good job by Caleb Jordan being able to drive it through the infield, getting himself on base to start something new.
As James Dixon stands in, he launched a double that just kept carrying. I lost it until it hit the CCS sign. It's about 15 feet lower than Heath Fetchick's home run the other night. First pitch to him, catches the outside for a strike. 0-1 the count.
That CCS sign has confused me before. I mean, how the ball just blends in with the sign.
It'll mess with you. 0-1. That one way off the plate. 1-1.
But it's funny how it's that sign specifically.
Well, I mean, I think it would be any of the white signs out there. I mean, I can't even read what the 1-3 over to the left is next to the BECC is. Of course, I could probably get some glasses. That might help. That one up. 2-1. The first 2 seasons I did this, I had glasses. Then last season, after the season was over, I went on a cruise, lost my glasses, and I just never went back, and probably should. Explain some of the horrible gaffes I've had this season. Next pitch comes in. That one way off the plate. 3-1. The count to James Dixon here.
Could probably go to America's Best.
No, never. Those were probably 2 of the worst pair of glasses I ever owned.
Really?
Yeah. Fell apart in like 3 weeks.
Huh.
3-1, way outside. And a 5-pitch blocks put runners at first and second with 2 outs. And that'll bring up JRC, Joaquin Rodriguez-Costa.
JRC, he's going to want to drive something in now. The 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position, 1 at first.
For Morose, he's at 78 pitches up to this point. Tatar, by contrast, is at 90. No action in the Skunks bullpen, so Tatar will come out for the 7th inning. JRC would love to get a hold of this one here and give Tatar a little bit more cushion. As a breaking ball spins on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1 to the tall left-handed hitter with power.
There's no action in the American bullpen either. Nobody out there.
That one taken on the outside for a strike. 1-2. And you gotta believe that no matter which way this game ends, I don't think there's any reason for anyone to be hanging their head low today.
Oh, good effort by both teams.
0-2 pitch misses on the outside. And the count goes 1-2. JRC extending the at bat here.
I mean, even if you lose, I mean, on defense, really good work on both sides. Only 6 hits for both teams. That will be a lot elevated in other games.
So 1-2. Swinging a foul off to the right now to play.
Good job by JRC to extend the at bat as he fell quickly behind on the count 0-2.
First base camera's still a little washed. We'll keep it on this one. 1-2. And the pitch. Swing. And a miss. And the inning is over. Tarp Skunks leave 2 on the bases. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Or top of the 7th inning. It's 3-1 Jamestown. As we go to the top of the 7th inning, the Jamestown Tarp Skunks holding on to a 3-1 lead over the Niagara Falls Americans. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Skunks. 1 run, 6 hits, and 1 error for Niagara Falls as Ryan Tatar comes out to the mound to start his 7th inning of work. He will face Pass, Rice, and Weiss. Here to tell you about it, oh so nice, is Jalen Ferguson.
Now you sound like a Dr. Seuss book.
Maybe that's kind of what I was going for. I don't know.
So Nick Pass will lead it off here at the top of the 7th. He flew out to right. He struck out, so he is officially 0 for 2. So the first pitch of the top of the 7th, that one blooper out to short, throws on a JRC, and in time. And so the leadoff man is sat down via ground ball to short, and that's going to bring in Colin Price.
Wow, that was a sharp liner that took a hard one hop, forcing Enders to back up, grab it, make a quick transition, and throw on to first. That was a spectacular play by the Skunk shortstop.
I didn't know. I was having a hard time reading that bounce, too. Not too sure if he was going to get that.
It had that look of a line drive that was going to stay up, and then the last second just dropped.
So the first pitch is in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. So Colin Price. The key popped up and flew out. Second pitch misses for a ball, 2-0.
Get you caught up on some of the scores around the PGCBL. The Batavia Mud Dogs mercy out the Niagara Ironbacks in game 1 of a doubleheader in 6th inning, 12-0.
Swing and a miss by Price.
Newark Pilots with a 3-1 lead over the Geneva Red Wings. That one is in the bottom of the 5th inning.
That one in there for a strike. 2-2 the count.
And Batavia right now on top of the 2nd inning in game 2 of their doubleheader. 3-1 lead over the Ironbacks. Auburn trailing Olean Oilers 9-5. That in the top of the 5th inning at Bradner Field in Olean.
That one fouled to the backstop. 2-2 again.
Over in the East, Socrates beating the Anianta Outlaws by a score of 93. That in the top of the 6th inning. Buffalo Diesel and Elmira Pioneers not being updated.
And a pop fly out to the left side. Nobody can get to it. So we're going to do 2-2 once again for Colin Price.
And the Amsterdam Mohawks looking to win, I think, their 12th in a row with a 12-2 lead over the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs. That one in the bottom of the 4th inning.
I'm sorry, did you just say 12th in a row?
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. And Colin Price is frustrated. He is sat down on strikes, and so now it is 2 gone. You know, this song really does say it. Another one does bite the dust as it is 2 gone, and that's going to bring up Adam Weiss, the first baseman.
By my count, that is Tatar's 4th strikeout on the day.
Yep, 2 to Glasscock, 1 to Past, and 1 to Weiss. Actually, no, 5, because he struck out Salcedo as well.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
It's the first pitch. It's in there for a ball. I want to know the count. Weiss.
I thought that was a hieroglyphic mark that I put in there. That's actually a K. Okay.
That one is in the dirt. 2-2, or 2-0. Americans, 1 run on 6 hits, 1 error. Tarp Skunks with 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors. Both teams with 6 hits. That one is outside for a ball. And Tatar does not want to lose him on 4 pitches, as that one is a ball. 3-0.
Still no action in either bullpen as both pitchers are close to the 100 pitch mark. Morose is at 96.
And this has been a battle.
Tatar, I think this is going to be 97 right here.
That one in the dirt for a ball, and Adam Weiss gets on base via the base on balls. That's going to bring up Miguel Salcedo. He tripled and struck out.
He's also had a great play at second and a almost great play at second.
That one just missed. So 1-0 the count to Salcedo. Like I said, both bullpens very quiet. That one chopper down third base. Throws on the first, and it's in time. And that one will do it. But the Americans go down, one left on. It is still 3-1 here in Jamestown.
Bottom of the seventh inning in probably the best ball game that we have seen at Diethrick Park this season. 3-1 Jamestown with the lead as Rose back on the mound. He'll face Anthony Traumer, then back to the top of the order for Grant Moore and Eric Weeks. And here to tell you about it is Dylan Ferguson.
You know, this is one, I want to say at least the best game that we have recorded. Of course, there was a 2-1 ball game that the Tarp Skunks won up in Niagara during that 4-game stretch of road games 2 weeks ago. But to lead it off here at the bottom of the seventh, it is Anthony Traumer as he fouls one off. So make that 0-1 the count.
Traumer 1 for 2 on today. He flew out to center his last time up, but hit a double and scored back in the third inning to tie up the ball game.
So he watches the second one for a ball outside. And I'm seeing a pitcher over by the bench. And a check swing, no swing. It's a ball, 2-1.
And I think we might actually be getting some action in the Skunks bullpen.
I'm seeing some stretching out. And the ground ball, and that one gets through. So Traumer gets him his second base hit, or second hit of the ball game, as it is now 1 on first. That's going to bring us back to the top of the lineup. It is Grant Moore.
Grant Moore 0 for 2 with a walk. Would love to get himself a base hit here. For Traumer, who came in hitting only .214, 2 for 3. That's going to make his average look nice and juicy after tonight.
And Traumer was definitely due for a hit. So the first pitch to Grant Moore misses.
One of the things I said early in the season is that you'll see some hitters coming out with a 150, 160 batting average, and it'll all balance out.
As that one inside catches the zone for a strike, it is 1-1 to Grant Moore.
And you're starting to see, right as we're getting to the last week of June, some of those batting averages starting to climb to where they should be.
And a steal by Traumer, but a ground ball to first, and Grant Moore is out. But The runner does advance to scoring position, so that's going to bring in the guy known for driving in runs. It is Eric Weeks.
Eric Weeks, who did just that back in the 5th inning, gave the Tarp Skunks the 2-run lead with a 2-run single to left field. He's also walked and grounded out to short. Continuing his hit streak here.
That one fouled. You know, you said 5-game hit streak, but I feel like his hit streak has been a lot longer than that.
Well, very well may be. Like I said, I got to go back and track it. But it seems like he's been getting on almost every game.
It's that one in the dirt. 1-1, and Eric Weeks, his batting average, I want to say, is in the 400s.
It was 414 coming in today, so to quote the late great Ed McMahon, yes, you are correct, sir.
That one is outside for a ball, 2-1.
Actually, that sounded more like somebody imitating Phil Hartman, somebody imitating Ed McMahon. That's just all bad all the way around.
2-1 to Eric Weeks. Traumer at second. And gives Traumer a look. He's dancing. That one in the dirt. 3-1. And I think Traumer is there to throw off Rose.
You also got to think that Rose's arm is starting to get really tired. He's just about 100 pitches.
Yeah, that's why I'm seeing a pitcher stretching out there. Not stretching and tossing, just stretching. That one in there, very close. 3-2 to Eric Weeks. On deck is Nate Muncy.
Big payoff pitch here.
And that one, ground ball through the infield, and that one gets past the shortstop. Traumer on his way home, and that one has increased the lead. It is 4-1 Tarp Skunks.
And the question is, does Weeks get the hit or does Glasscock get the error? And it looks like they're going to give Weeks the base hit. So now 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs on the day.
Well, it didn't touch the glove of Glasscock, so that's probably why he was gifted the single there. So make that another RBI. Eric Weeks going. Ball is a ball. And he reaches at second. He didn't even have to slide.
That was one of the oddest stolen bases I've seen yet.
I mean, Glasscock didn't even tag him. Like, Eric Weeks just
kind of danced his way into second base a little bit.
For Nate Muncy, the first pitch was a ball after the steal. That one misses for a ball. 2-0 to Nate Muncy.
That's a tough miss right there, too. Rose at 105 pitches up to this point.
Still not seeing a catcher out there in the bullpen. As steps off, looks to second at Eric Weeks.
You know, the temptation is to let him go complete here. But you also have to consider the damage done to the arm after throwing this many pitches. You don't want to burn that arm out.
That one is in there for a strike, 2-1.
And I'm talking on both sides, Tatar and Rose.
Yeah, I think if there's any inning, it'll be this one. That one lined up foul. You know, this game is still pretty close. We could be seeing your guy. Bad news.
All business Chase Barron. That would be nice. Use one pitcher in the 8th as the setup. Use Barron in the 9th to close it out.
That one driven out to left field. Ranging back is Harris. He makes the catch. Traumer goes back to second. It is 2 gone here. And that's going to bring up Heath Fetchick, the catcher.
For Fetchick, you know he's due. A strikeout, looking his last time up, walking, ground out to third base. He would love to make Chase Barron not necessary here.
So here goes ground ball to third base. Picked up by Roel. Over, and Weiss had the jump, but he makes the catch, and that one is in time, and that'll do it. But on a couple hits, 1 run comes across the score.
And we are back here at Russell E. Diethrick Park. 4-1 Tarp Skunks with the lead over the Americans. New pitcher for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is Colin Pence. Haven't seen him in a little while, but he comes in. His 5th appearance, 0-1 record with a 4.5 ERA. 8 innings pitched. He's given up 5 hits, 4 runs, all in, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. And he will relieve Ryan Tatar, who had an absolutely fantastic showing here for the Tarp Skunks today. His line, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 run earned, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts on 104 pitches. And for Pence, he will face, for the Americans, it'll be Raul, and then back to the top of the order for Harris and Glascott. And here to tell you all about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Colin Pence is most likely going to be getting the close, depending on how good he does. Is that one outside and past Fetchick all the way to the backstop? It is 1-0.
You wonder, it looks like Barron might be walking in the pen, stretching out a little bit.
That one in there for a strike. 1-1.
Could be an emergency measure, just as a just in case.
Yeah, just in case, but Pence and Barron could be both closers, in my opinion. That one driven out to left field, and that one drops in front of Traumer. So that was a single for Cooper Roel, and that one came screaming off the bat.
Yeah, that was very loud contact. For a second, it looked like it was going to hang up there for Traumer, but something that we've seen out here is that when the ball gets out to the outfield on a line drive, it has a tendency to die.
So we're going to roll it back up to the top of the lineup here. It is David Harris. That one down the middle for a strike. 0-1 the count for Harris. And he has walked 2 times and got a single, so he is 1 for 1. That one in the dirt for a ball. You know, I haven't seen any pass balls or any wild pitches, so it has been very clean. So 1-1. That one inside. 2-1 the count.
Fetchik thought about a snap back to first. Did not. Wisely held that.
I think Cooper Roll was that far off the bag there. So 2-1 to David Harris. That one again inside, and that one gets past Heath Fetchik, and commentator's curse does exist as we see a pass ball.
I was going to say, you had to say it, didn't you?
I just had to say it.
You just had to say it.
I just had to mention something.
This is why we can't have things.
What do you say? This is why we can't have.
No. That one I don't ever say on the air.
Oh, yeah. So 3-1 to David Harris.
It's a good thing Nick Castellanos doesn't play for the Tarp Skunks.
And that one fouled towards the Tarp Skunks dugout.
I don't need a Tom Brenneman moment.
No, you don't.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, Nick Castellanos always hit home runs in bad moments. So.
Which is why I'm glad he doesn't play here. Because if he did, something probably would be said.
That it would. Full count now to Harris. And again fouled. Tarp Skunks with 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. The Americans with 1 run on 7 hits and 1 error. Very clean ball game.
That error by the Americans very key to set up Eric Weeks' 2-run single back in the fifth.
So full count again. That one, ground ball down third baseline, throws on the first in time. And leadoff man David Harris is sat down. That will be the first out.
That's a big league play by Dixon over at third on a ground ball on the line, dropping to his knee, gloving it on the backhand, and still having enough time to whip it across the diamond for the out.
So that's going to bring in Alex Glasscock as he struck out, flew out, and struck out. With 2 strikeouts and 1 flyout. That one fouled. So it is 0-1 the count. They're having a hard time trying to get some solid contact off of Pence here.
Well, Pence is dangerous because he brings gas. He brings some serious heat, and by the time the other team maybe gets him time, then they can bring in Barron for even more heat.
Well, swing and a miss by Alex Glasscock, and so now it is 0-2. Now that's the thing. Pence is attacking the zone, which is why they are fouling it off. But that speed, though, hard to time up.
Good crowd here tonight, too.
So 0-2 to Alex Glasscock. That one just missed 1-2, as there's officially action in the Americans bullpen. As most likely Morose's day is done. Most likely. 1-2 the count. Pence kicks and deals. Fouled just behind. The Americans have only scored back in the top of the third. The Tarp Skunks have scored at the bottom of the third, bottom of the fifth, and in the bottom of the seventh. As Pence is looking for the strikeout pitch here. Enders steps back. And that one missed in the dirt for a ball. 2-2.
Yeah, Pence has been blowing away on the last couple of fastballs. Every time to come back in with something off speed.
I think that he's probably making him want to chase at that one. I'm not too sure if that one got away from him or if that was strategic. As it is an even count now. That one up and in for a ball, and so now it is 3-2. Dominic Zangardi is on deck for the Americans. Pence looking to give Glasscock his third strikeout of the game, as he has selected a pitch, and now he's going to kick and deal. That one just in the dirt in front of Fetchick, so it'll be ball 4. And Cooper Rowell advances, as it is now runners at first and third. And that's going to bring up Dominic Zangardi, and Heath Fetchick is talking to Pence on the mound.
A wild pitch hitting the dirt, bouncing off Fetchick. Possible they got their signals crossed now.
It's now first and third situation. Heath Fetchick giving the infielders a signal. We could possibly see Alex Glasscock take second. Nonetheless, Dominic Zangardi stands in. That one is outside for a ball.
It looks like Barron stretching out in the bullpen. We might see him in the ninth.
That one fouled. That one got a piece of Fetchick's glove. It's an even count, 1-1.
Just past the 2-0 mark.
That one up for a ball. 2-1. This game has been zooming past. Usually in this frame, it would be nighttime, but we still got a full sunset out in the horizon.
I know, that's bizarre.
That one fouled at the plate, and so now it is an even count again at 2-2. And that one hit the umpire.
He's going to walk it off a little bit. Deliver the baseball. Like there's been a fly on the bill of the umpire's hat to hear that conversation.
Here's the thing with Pence. Pence really takes his time on the mound.
Very deliberate. Very much like the young man who wore 23 last year for the Tarp Skunks, Christian Pence.
That one lined up, fouled into the Americans' bullpen. And so we're going to do 2-2 all over again.
Oh, and he had Pence time.
He did. I think this is where you give him an off-speed pitch, throw him off. Even if it hits the zone or not. Always keep the batter on his toes.
And Gardy 2 for 3 with a couple singles.
That one lined to center field. Grant Moore ranging under it, makes the catch. Runner tagging. And in the score is Cooper Rowell, as it is now a 4-2 ball game.
So
that's going to bring up Matthew Ganchow. Matthew Ganchow flew out to left. He singled and then got on via the fielder's choice when Dixon stepped on the bag at third. So that's a swing. Runner advanced on the pass ball. So the count is 0-1.
And I like the home plate umpire took control of that. Saw it, didn't need to ask for help. Made the call himself. It's one of my big things every season. Chirping at the umpires, asking for help to another umpire out of position. That time, no, he just took control.
So 0-1. That one outside for a ball, 1-1. So 1-1 the count to Matthew Ganchow. That one ground ball fouled down the third baseline. So 1-2. Opposed to how Rose was just very quick with his delivery, Colin Pence really taking his time.
I'd like to use the word methodical when it comes to Colin Pence. Deliberate.
A swing and a miss. And that will do it for the Americans. Not before 1 run scores on 1 hit. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is now a 4-2 ball game.
Four to two, Tarp Skunks with the lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be the Dom father, Dom Costello, Jackson Enders, and Caleb Jordan due up. Trying to get the number on the new Americans pitcher as Rose's night is done. He came out and pitched a pretty solid ball game.
I think that's
his line here in just a moment.
I think that's a single-digit number on the pitcher right now.
It is going to be Colin Price, number 11, the extra hitter, moving into the pitching room. He will face Costello, Enders, Jordan, and here to tell you all about it is David Ferguson.
Thank you very much, Darius. This is the 3rd inning in a row that we see the sequence of Costello, Enders, and Jordan. You know what? It always keeps falling in front of Costello's hands. So he's going to lead it off for a 3rd time as the first pitch is inside for a ball.
Costello's first game with the Tarp Skunks here in 2026 had a tremendous season for the Skunks last season.
That one misses. 2-0. Costello, he was hit by the pitch. Then he flew out to center and then popped out. That one foul.
You know, the nice thing about having Costello on the team, too, is it adds more left-handed depth to the lineup. Up until this point, it was only Muncie, Jordan, and JRC as a left-hander. And now with Costello there, adding a little more depth in that weapon pool.
Well, there was also Grant Moore.
Oh, yeah, Grant Moore's left-hander.
That one popped up to center field. Ranging under it is Gasmondi, who makes the catch for the outs. So one gone for the Tarp Skunks, and that's going to bring in pinch hitter. It is
Sean Spinarelli, the new Jamestown Tarp Skunk, also number 18.
Swing and miss.
Left-handed. He was on the roster, but a late arrival, and definitely part of the reinforcements that the Tarp Skunks were desperately needing.
That one is fouled, and so Spinarelli is quickly behind 0-2. So that means Spinarelli is going to take Ender's position at shortstop. That one, line drive. And that one is caught by Glasscock at shortstop. And that was a good diving effort.
That one looked like for a second it was going to go into no man's land, right? The Bermuda Triangle behind the second base bag, but Glasscock able to track it down and on the dive, putting it away.
Yeah, like you said, today, sometimes the balls they just die in the air. So this is going to bring in Caleb Jordan as he ground ball through the infield. That one is going to put him on base for a single.
Stay hot, young man.
So that is his second straight single, and he is 2 for 4. And now that's going to bring in James Dixon.
Man, and I'm looking through these. Most valuable stinker tonight is going to be extremely difficult to narrow it down to one. It's definitely going to have to be multiple players here.
Well, not for me, because mine is going to be Eric Weeks. Is that one in the dirt for a ball?
Well, I figured Weeks was going to be in the top of your list. Obviously, Ryan Tatar today putting himself in line for a win. 6 innings, 1-run baseball.
I got to throw in Anthony Traumer as well in that. That one up high for a ball.
Caleb Jordan in that mix as well for the second straight game. Or second game in 3 games. Second time in 3 games. James Dixon starting to heat up, getting on base.
Let's see what a sac fly single. A foul behind the plate.
See, it's nights like this that I enjoy because it makes it hard to pick a most valuable snicker. It's like going to your favorite buffet and trying to figure out, what exactly you want to put on your plate. Tonight, you could have filled 2 plates.
That is true.
That is a very odd analogy. I don't even like buffets.
That one up and inside. 3-1. I mean, buffets are okay, but you only go on special occasions.
Oh, I don't even do that.
You gotta go to Golden Corral on Father's Day.
I can't even do that. It's a waste of money. I go and I eat a half a plate and I'm full.
That one fouled at the plate. So now it is a full count to Caleb Jordan. Full count. Runner will be going on this one with 2 outs.
Been a high drama here.
To extend the inning is Caleb Jordan. That one is up and it misses. So 2-1 now with 2 outs. That's going to bring up James Dixon.
That was Dixon. It's going to bring up JRC.
Oh, yeah, that's going to bring up JRC.
JRC with a double, a couple of walks, and a ground out to short. He's been on base 3 times tonight.
So Dixon drawing a walk. That's going to bring up JRC. JRC due for a hit today. Someone fouled behind the plate. A couple of strikeouts for him, and he lined out to left field as he falls behind 0-1.
So JRC had a couple of hits. I was looking at Dixon's line in the scoreboard.
That one in the zone for a strike, and so now JRC's going to have to protect with an 0-2 count.
And Price is in a little pickle. He doesn't. Do you go after him or you make him chase?
Well, that one just in front of the window next to us on our left. So make this 0-2 again.
I wonder if the Americans guys dived out of the way.
Probably. We'll have to ask them after the game. 0-2. That one in the dirt. Good job by JRC to stay alive by fouling the previous pitch and now watching this one go.
Of all the away crews we've worked with, I think I like the Niagara Falls Americans crew the best.
Well, they are the friendliest. I'm not saying none of the other ones aren't, but they are. That one check swing, and he did not go around. So it is an even count, 2-2. But in terms of tier systems,
S tier.
Exactly.
Everyone else that we've worked with is in the A tier.
exactly. See?
No shame in that.
So 2-2 to JRC. That one popped up. That one goes just foul. So we're going to do 2-2 all over again. JRC being able to protect here.
If Penn's going down to the bullpen after the top of the 8th inning, you have to think that Barron is going to come in the 9th.
Most likely, he's going to be the one to slam the door. Hopefully he can get, I think, his 3rd save of the game, or the season. That one is outside for a ball, 3-2.
JRC showing that plate discipline, staying alive when he needs to, watching the balls that are out of the zone, let them go.
Definitely needed to shorten up here. 3-2. That one, line drive in the right center field, and Gardy going over, and that one is gone. Oh no, he's on the way his 3rd. So that was a triple. It looked like it was gone, but it was off the wall. The ball blended in with the sign, so that is going to be a 2 RBI triple for JRC. So the score is now 6-2, Tarp Skunks.
Well, we talked about his power, and I got to say, I thought that ball was gone for a second myself. That one to the right of the Henry James sign off the 414. Had some distance to it, but still enough to drive into.
So, won the count after the swing and miss to Anthony Trommer. So now he has a runner 90 feet away from the plate. Again, swing and a miss by Anthony Trommer.
And I remember we've been talking about JRC's power, that he does have it, and he flashed a little bit right there.
I see him in batting practice and how he's able to drive one to the blue meanie in right field. That one is driven, and that one's going to get down for a single. JRC is going to come across to score. It is now 7-2, and this is what they needed. And so now we roll it back up to the top of the lineup. It is Grant Moore.
Wow. Anthony Trommer today, 3 for 4. With an RBI and a couple of runs scored, he has put on a clinic here tonight.
You got to definitely throw him in the most valuable stinker conversation, as that one is up and away for a ball.
And if you're looking for positives to take away from this, early in the season, it was the top of the order that really had to carry the load. It seemed like that there was a lot of guys at the bottom of the order that were struggling to find their path here.
That one is in the zone for a strike.
And then over the last week or so, again, you're starting to see those guys that were a little bit lower in the batting order and with the lower in the batting average.
Snap through the first. That one gets past Weiss at first. Trommer on his way to second. He's rounding second. He's going all the way to third. And so via the pass ball at first, It'll be Trummer 90 feet away from home plate.
And that is the second error for the Niagara Falls Americans tonight.
And I want to agree with you. The top of the lineup, when they're hitting doubles, triples, and home runs, it really took. That was up inside for a ball. When the top of the lineup is hitting doubles, triples, and home runs, it really took the bat out of the bottom of the lineup. But now it's the bottom of the lineup that has been saving this ball game.
Baseball's a funny game.
That one in the dirt, no movement. Oh no, Trummer's coming in, slides, and he's safe. So on the pass ball, Trummer takes home plate. It is now 8-2 Tarp Skunks. And Grant Moore now faces a 3-1 count with 2 gone. And foul ball to the backstop. So 3-2.
This inning definitely giving the Skunks a little bit of breathing room.
That one driven and fouled down the right field line.
Foul by about 6 feet. He was able to straighten that out. I don't think Weiss would have even had a shot at that.
No, I don't think so either. So Grant Moore. If you want to drive it somewhere, drive it up the middle. That gap between second and short is big, but he watches ball 4, and so he is going to be walked for the second time today. So that's going to bring in Eric Weeks. And again, most valuable stinker. He walked, stole a base, 2 RBI single, and an RBI single, and he stole a base on that. Snapped to the first, not in time. Like you said, one of many. It was just a very good all-around baseball game for the Tarp Skunks. As Grant Moore steals, throws on the second. It's not in time. That was a delayed call there. Grant Moore is going to steal. So now he's in scoring position for Eric Weeks.
I think the delay call wasn't on the actual initial tag. It was to see if Moore was going to stay on the bag. He came in sliding hard to second base.
So Eric Weeks went on 1-0 count. That one is popped up. Weiss giving chase on the run. That one is fouled. So Eric Weeks, 2 for 3 officially. As he faces a 1-1 count with Grant Moore at second. Inside, just missing him. That one is 2-1 the count.
That one would have hurt. That came in with some heat. You could hear the pop coming off the glove.
The good thing is he got that elbow guard there. That one popped up, giving chase his Glasscock, and he makes the catch. Inning over. 1 on 4 hits. 4 runs come across the score. Tarp Skunks tries to put it away here in the top of the ninth. It is 8-2.
8-2 as we go to the top of the ninth inning. Defensive replacement at shortstop will be Tito Kiefer. And if you're a Niagara Americans fan, I've got some bad news for you. All business. Chase Barron is the new Tarp Skunks pitcher. And he's coming in to close it out. He will face Gismondi, Past, and Price due up here in the inning. For Barron, 1-0, his 7th appearance, he has 2 saves with a 1.0 ERA, 9 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 4 walks, and 18 strikeouts. First pitch he throws outside for a ball, and it's 1-0 to Gismondi.
I can't really help but smile when Barron is on the mound.
Gismondi watches that one up. 2-0. He is grounded out to first, walks, and grounded out to first on a spectacular 3-1 play back in the 6th inning. There's a little fister out toward no man's land right in the Bermuda Triangle behind second base, and that is a base hit.
That's the thing. That one was popped up into no man's land. Caleb Jordan tried to dive for it, but just in front of his outstretched glove.
So with 1 on, nobody out, that's going to bring up the catcher, Nick Past. Struck out, flown out to right field, and grounded out to short his last time up. He takes the first pitch. He sees low for a ball. 1-0. Tarp Skunks looking to lock down a win before they go to Auburn for a doubleheader tomorrow. Very important doubleheader. That one misses for a ball. 2-0.
For a doubleheader, what would you say would be the best strategy for that? I mean, that'll be a good chance to give some reps to players who haven't had that many.
Against Auburn, though, because right now, going into today, Auburn was tied with Batavia for first in the league. We were sitting in an uncomfortable third. I think you have to balance putting the best possible lineup in for each game. Of course, it's going to depend on who the other team puts out as the starting pitcher before you actually can balance that. As there's a ground ball to third. Jordan on the backhand side, gloves it, throws to second for 1. No throw into first base, but what a impressive defensive play. We've seen a number of them by James Dixon down there at third base. A couple big league plays. And with 1 out, that's going to bring up Colin Price.
That was a good backhand by Dixon. Being able to get a good glove on it and throw it to the force out at second.
First pitch misses for a ball. 1-0.
But for the doubleheader, though, it'll be interesting to see how Coach Joe is going to mix up his pitching rotation here.
It will be on the Double Days YouTube channel. There's another ground ball to third. Dixon to second for 1. Throw on to first. Oh, and it gets behind JRC. And rolling into second. Here comes the throw. Just not in time. Well, that adding a little excitement here in the last possible moments.
Well, that's definitely going to be, I don't know, is that going to be an E3 or an E?
That's probably going to be an E4. If they score, we'll wait to see what the actual scoring is on that. But that's going to bring up Adam Weiss. 0 for 2 with a walk, swing and a miss. At the first pitch he sees, 0-1. It's going to be an E4 of that one. That one fouled down the right field line into the Americans bullpen, and the Americans are down to their final strike here. 0-2 to Weiss. Tarp Skunks with a 6-run lead here in the top of the 9th inning.
And they're really going to need us win going into the doubleheader tomorrow
That one fouled back, and Weiss stays alive.
Weiss not going to go down that easily. But again, Tarp Skunks are going to need this win going into the doubleheader. It's good to carry that winning momentum into a doubleheader.
0-2. Swing! And a miss! And that is your ball game. Jamestown Tarp Skunks put away the Niagara Falls Americans by a final score of 8-2. The Tarp Skunks improve their record to 13-6. The Americans fall to 8-11. Tarp Skunks on the road to Auburn tomorrow for a doubleheader. That game will be on the Double Days YouTube channel. And then on the road Tuesday at Olean, on the road Wednesday at Batavia, and back on the road Thursday at Olean. We will have those 3 games for you on the Tarp Skunks YouTube page, and then back here Friday night, July 3rd, as the Olean Oilers come into town. It will be fireworks night. You are not going to want to miss it. 8-2 is your final score here at Diethrick Park for Jalen Ferguson. I'm Dre Guinness. Thanking you all for joining us here tonight. And until next time, good night, everybody.